her chores. She took the counselor her meal and hasn't returned. Did you check the watchtower? Ebor's a little old, but maybe Therese decided to improve her station, if you catch my meaning. Eibor reeks of fear. Maybe Therese finds that attractive. Well, she's been acting like a frightened guar since she arrived. Stays locked up in the watchtower. Only lets a single servant in at a time. And I hear she's been burning papers. Documents of some kind. She's scared out of her wits, if you ask me.
The servants come to the kitchen to mutter and gossip. This one will not have it. Misaba asks that you do not distract them overly long, as they are already naturally lazy. What is it that you need? That young woman. She has not returned from the watchtower, so her chores remain undone. And she took the pantry key with her when she went. It is no longer hanging on its hook. That is a clear violation of the kitchen rules. A clear violation. The pantry is in the cellar, but the door is around the side of the building. Therese mumbled something about how the counselor loves hot root flakes, grabbed the key and the tray of food and went off. This one hasn't seen her since.
Pardons, but as much as this one loves idle chatter, there is much work to be done. Ah, Therese, she worries her brother so. She asked me where we kept the hot root flakes. Counselor Eibor sprinkles them on every dish. I told her they are in the pantry, but you need the key from the kitchen to unlock the door.
Before we check the So, what did we learn? Counselor Eibor was frightened, but that's understandable. Interesting that she was burning documents. Her journal indicated that she knew more than the others. And Therese visited the pantry before heading to the watchtower. Couldn't hurt. And every mystery novel I ever read taught me you should always follow up on every clue, even the ones that seem insignificant. Let's check the pantry and see if she was looking for more than hot root flakes down there. They murdered Therese? Why would the Dark Brotherhood murder... Oh no! We need to talk about this. Alright, I think I figured it out. The assassin followed Therese down here, murdered her, and took her place so they could gain access to the watchtower. Pretty clever, but they didn't have to kill her. No, not from what I've read anyway. I thought they only killed those whose names appeared on their contracts. I can't imagine anyone asked them to kill a poor servant. Yes, but we still need to check on Counselor Valeria, and someone needs to go to Gideon and make sure that Counselor Van Dacia is all right. Can I leave those tasks to you? I want to return to Leyawiin and consult with Counselor Leviticus. Oh, good point. Before you head out, report to Commander Orton. Tell him what happened to Therese, and how we think the assassin slipped into the watchtower undetected. His brigadines need to be able to recognize an imposter when they see one. After you report to the commander, make contact with Councillors Valeria and Van Dacia. Valeria went to Tidewater Cave to get her records, and Van Dacia works in the Gideon courthouse. Cracked acorns! I suddenly had the weirdest feeling come over me. Yes. No, I don't know. We were talking about the counselors, Valeria and Van Dacia. Suddenly I had a premonition. It was brief and disturbing and mildly unpleasant, like the dreams I've been having. But this is the first time while I was awake. Remember I told you about that strange book I found? The one with the Daedric writing that I can't read? I've been having bad dreams since I found it, and the dreams are becoming more frequent. This time it happened right while we were talking. It was just a flash, but it was accompanied by a feeling. I felt a sense of overwhelming evil, all tied up in the figure I saw in my mind. Like someone held a portrait in front of my face for just a moment and then pulled it away. It was one of the Waking Flame cultists, I think. Someone powerful, in command. A dark silhouette wrapped in a cloak. I'll never forget the feeling it invoked. It was like a wave of hopelessness. We can deal with this later. Let's get back to it.
All right. You talked to the fort's servants and rummaged around in our pantry. What's the verdict? Did you find the missing servant? That's... Oh, that's horrible. Are you sure? No. Of course you're sure. No one would lie about something like that. I'll tell her brother what happened and send someone to tend to her body. Gods, what a day this has been.
The mercenary. A few moments later, and you would have found an empty cave. Your timing really is impeccable. We've already packed up my records, and we're about to head out. But what news of the other counselors? Did your warnings reach them in time? All three of them? That's disheartening news. Well, I'll take my records to Leowen. Perhaps between the two of us, Counselor Leviticus and I can ascertain what past incident has returned to haunt us. Oh, just a lifetime of public service and bureaucracy. Mostly financial records, but also meeting notes, ledgers, those sorts of things. I oversaw budgets and finances, the collection of taxes, public works, and I kept immaculate records. That's good to hear. Emperor Leovic loved to hide things in coded documents. But what about Counselor Vandacia? Do we know if he's still safe in Gideon? Perfect. Remind him he's too old to play the hero, and I want to see him in Leowen Castle immediately, if not sooner. These brigadines will make sure I get to the city safely. Me and my records, both. Godspeed, mercenary.
I was attacked in the streets of our fair city, Keshu. I demand you deal with the criminal post-haste.
Your guards did their job, Counselor Vandacia. The prisoner is secure.
And what's this? More assassins? Explain yourself immediately! One attempt on my life today is more than enough. If you're another one of those Dark Brotherhood bastards, I assure you, you won't find either myself or Governor Keshu to be easy prey. Warn me? As always, Leviticus offers too little and too late. I received the letter, same as the other counselors. My personal guard took the threat seriously, and we captured the assassin in the act. But what of my esteemed colleagues? Are they safe? Dead? All three of them? This is unimaginable. Pharaoh Lupus's letter suggested the Longhouse Emperors left behind a secret that would prove to be a threat. But I thought he was just being melodramatic. Has Leviticus determined what this is about? Poor ambitions. Never heard of them. How could something I know nothing about make me a target of the Dark Brotherhood? It's got to be a mistake. You must question the prisoner. Get him to confess and reveal the truth of this sordid affair. Governor Keshu locked the prisoner in the holding cell in the courthouse basement. Question the villain and find out why the Dark Brotherhood is trying to wipe out anyone who was part of the Imperial Elder Council. I'll head for Leowen afterward. I wish there was something I could tell you. The letter I received suggested that some old council business was the cause of all this. Why the Dark Brotherhood would be interested in such menial affairs, I'm not sure. I'm completely baffled. As I said, I never heard the term. The Longhouse Emperors were enamored of secrets and code words, though. Perhaps I encountered it, but it was called something else. If you think it might be important, ask the assassin when you interrogate him. I'm not sure how relevant my ancient history is, but I was appointed to the Elder Council by Emperor Durkarach himself. I helped guide the Empire through most of the reign of the Longhouse Emperors. Sadly, my role in guiding the Empire often put me at odds with the Emperors. I was rarely privy to their secrets. I'm afraid I can't shed any light on that particular mystery. Keshu the Black Fin. War hero, progressive Argonian, and governor of our fair city of Gideon. I serve as an advisor and bureaucrat. Nothing more. I have deep roots in Gideon, so I try to do my part to keep the wheels of government turning. My personal guard is dedicated and well-trained. Not to mention lucky. I was nearing the courthouse when the assassins sprang from the shadows. My guards reacted instantly and overpowered the villain. We brought them here, and Keshu locked them away.
The cell door is open. What happened here?
Poured something on the lock
Some sort of acid.
Hit me.
Right through the lock.
and
Look,
escaped.
there's more of it on the floor.
He ran that way, toward the old ruins.
He almost knocked me over. How rude.
He attacked this legionnaire and ran into the ruins of the old city.
You're persistent, I'll give you that. All right, let's chat. Do you make it a habit to read other people's mail? That letter is personal and private, full of sensitive information. Well, aren't you a fast reader? If you chased after me because of something Council Van Dacia told you, well, he lied. If the Dark Brotherhood sets out to kill you, you're dead. We don't make mistakes. We don't fail. Not ever. I haven't killed anyone. Not recently, anyway. And if you're talking about our calling card, anyone can dip their palm in black ink and slap it on a sheet of parchment. Look, we received no contracts. I'm here on different business entirely. Good question. If you figure it out, let me know. I certainly owe someone for the bruises the Councilor's guards gave me. Now, as much fun as this has been, I really do need to get back to my daring escape. Best of luck with your mystery. Tempting, but no. I detest so-called places of justice.
So, the mercenary from Leowyn has returned. Tell me, were you able to capture the assassin? Or perhaps you killed him in battle once you caught up to him? I am eager to hear the news. Allow me to peruse the document, if you will. Proof positive that the Dark Brotherhood is in Blackwood. We must find this sanctuary and destroy it. What did you expect? Such lies fall from his lips like rain from the sky on a stormy day. Villains never freely admit their guilt. The evidence is right here in this letter. Meet me in Leowyn and we'll share this information with Leviticus. What? Oh, my personal guard are nearby and these legionnaires are sufficient. You need not be concerned. As for Keshu, she had business to attend to. Gideon business. I saw no reason to distract her from her regular duties. Now to Leowyn.
Gideon's walls get...
Dark Brotherhood. They must be driven out of Blackwood.
I still can't figure out why they would be targeting us, Vandacia.
Eliminate the threat first. Then we can seek answers.
All of the remaining counselors in Blackwood are gathered here in the castle. Valeria, Vandacia, and myself. While we await the arrival of the scribe I sent for, tell me what you uncovered in Gideon. I'm not sure I agree with Vandacia's assessment. Yes, I remember reports of their presence early in Morikar's reign, but they were driven out. The assassins must see this as the perfect opportunity to reclaim their base, but what does that have to do with Leovic's secret and the ambitions? Vandacia, Valeria, and I were just discussing that. We think Leovic had each of the counselors unknowingly working on a different aspect of the Ambitions project. They each had access to a piece of the puzzle, but no one but Leovic knew everything. That's our prevailing theory. If the counselors ever came together to compare notes, the truth of the Ambitions would be revealed. To stop that from happening, the Dark Brotherhood was sent to kill my colleagues. Indeed. Very curious. Still, I'm hesitant to take the word of an admitted killer at face value. Not with so much at stake. Regardless, their very presence still poses a threat to all of Blackwood. The Sanctuary cannot be allowed to reopen. Jyrix and Sophis' documents contain information written in Imperial code. I sent for the scribe Aragon, but he has yet to arrive. Until then, the counselors will remain safe within these walls. You have done well so far, and have my thanks. Whatever the truth...
Hey, partner! Over here!
Mercenary, you're needed back in Leowen Castle.
A new recruit from the mainland? Prince Azar's envoys have been busy. I'm glad you're here. We could use all the help we can get. The Order of the Black Worm threatens to completely overrun our peaceful island of Solstice. You may know them as the Worm Cult. This foul group of necromancers raised the Writhing Wall, cut our island in half, and gathered their forces outside Sunport. Luckily, the Stirk Fellowship followed the Worm Cult here. Oh, thank the Three Queens. A coalition of forces from the mainland consisting of the Fighters and Mages Guilds and the Three Alliances. In fact, Prince Azar is overseeing efforts to bring Fellowship forces to Solstice even as we speak. I'm sure he'd welcome your help. Report to Prince Azar outside the city. He's with Mage Feranor, about to summon the champions of the Three Alliances to Sunport. After that, he'll know where best to utilize you and will add you to the Fellowship payroll. You stand in Sunport, seat of House Corellania, and my home. When my ancestors came to Solstice, they found the island inhabited by Argonians from the mainland. For centuries, we have lived in peace with the Stone Nest and Tideborn peoples. In the middle of the First Era, my ancestors lost their realm in Hammerfell to the Ragada invasions, then were later banished from Somerset. A fate they brought upon themselves. Of course, we have changed our ways since those dark times. Once that was so, but now this is our home. Before the current crisis, Solstice had little interaction with the mainland. Though a few sailors and wandering merchants settled here, but most avoid Solstice. They consider the island to be cursed. Forgive me, I am Mermal, a mid-conjurer of the College of Rituals. I serve Regent Corinwe Corellania, Governor of Sunport. For the duration of this crisis, I have been instructed to help our new friends from the mainland in any way I can. Look east. See the giant spectral curtain looming over Sunport. That's the Writhing Wall. The necromancers of the Worm Cult conjured it when they revealed themselves here. It divides the island in two, forming an impenetrable barrier to the east. Eastern Solstice, the other half of our island. It contains ancient ruins and is home to the Stone Nest Argonians. But we had little commerce with them even before the Writhing Wall appeared. What's happening over there now? We can only guess. As Prince Azar explained it to me, they are enemies of the Worm Cult, a coalition of Tamriel's Fighters and Mages Guilds, with some support from the Three Alliances. They thought they defeated them in the past, but the cult has somehow returned. I am told the Worm Cult launched an attack against the guilds, using deadly devices called Soul Reapers. They killed Guildmaster Merrick of the Fighters Guild, and captured Varna Scalarian, leader of the Mages Guild. Now, they're here. That's unclear. All we have ascertained is that they have been gathering their members and building their strength secretly in Eastern Solstice for some time. The Fellowship tracked them here and is in the process of summoning their own forces.
What's the next step, Mage Farinor? Here to join our cause, comrade? We need every able body we can get. The Worm Cult killed Guildmaster Merrick, captured the leader of the Mages Guild, and attacked all 3 alliances with their Soul Reapers. They started this war. We'll finish it. Nonetheless, it is a war, and the Worm Cult is no minor threat. We came to Solstice to stop the cult and avenge our fallen comrades. But when we arrived, we encountered much more resistance than we anticipated. We had to send for reinforcements. Veterans from the Fighters and Mages Guilds, mostly. There are some soldiers from the 3 alliances here, too. An advance force of a greater army, once we convince the alliances that the Worm Cult is truly as dangerous as they were last time. Oh, they are. But with the war in Cyrodiil still raging, they require more proof before committing more soldiers. In fact, Farinor and Mermel are preparing a portal for their representatives, champions to evaluate the situation personally. Take these portal anchors and place them around the area. Then tell Mage Farinor when they're set. I know little of such magic, but Gabrielle of the Mages Guild said they would stabilize the portal long enough for the final group to come through. That's unclear. Champions of some renown and their guards, I was told. The Dominion indicated it was sending someone close to the Queen. High King Emmerich promised a capable hero, and the Pact was even less forthcoming. I'm not sure who to expect. Yes, Gabrielle Benelay, acting leader of the Mages Guild, while Vanis Galarian remains a prisoner of the Worm Cult. She sensed a mystic emanation from the northwest and went to investigate. She left Farinor and Mermel to handle the final transport. Sunport has a city guard, but no army to speak of. But outside the city walls, only a handful of warriors protect the scattered villages, and the Worm Cult roams free. Sunport has held the cultists off so far. Barely. They welcome our assistance. We're still trying to figure that out. I thought the Worm Cult was broken forever when the Allied forces stormed Cold Harbor and stopped the plane meld. It appears they had a secret refuge on this island and regrouped there to form their latest plan. Nothing else makes sense. The Sunporters noticed suspicious new arrivals over the last few months, sinister figures slipping off to the wild eastern half of the island. Then the Writhing Wall appeared and cut the island in half. Ah, forgive me. I am Azar, son of King Paharajad of Sentinel and brother-in-law to High King Emmerich. It is my honor to command the Stirk Fellowship's campaign against the Worm Cult. Wherever they go, we will follow. And we will end them. After Guildmaster Merrick of the Fighters Guild died saving many lives from the Worm Cult, I was given temporary command of the guild. He was my mentor, and someone had to take the reins. When this new alliance needed a leader, that also fell to me. Yes, and before them I dealt with the withered hand of Sentinel. And long ago my ancestors faced the necromancers of the ancient House Corlania. I have studied the wards they created to protect our honored dead. A little.
Are the anchors all in place, newcomer? This is trickier than it looks. We're summoning multiple people from several locations at once, and Solstice is riddled with ancient magics that can interfere with teleportation spells. Are the portal anchors in place? No, the next steps in the ritual are mine to perform, with a little help from Mermel, of course. Just stand right there and don't move until I finish. It's important that the ritual goes exactly as I intend. Stand back. This requires a special touch.
First, they will bring the foot soldiers through. Then the Alliance representatives.
What's happening? Gabrielle didn't do it this way!
Such is the fate of all who defy the Black Worm!
Where's Farinor?
Mermel, what just happened?
I do not believe it! Mage Feranor deliberately sabotaged the portal spell while the Alliance representatives were in mid-transport. Oh, I wish Gabrielle Benelay were here. She unraveled the spell in mid-teleport. I tried to salvage it, but barely managed to pull the shredded magicka back together. These soldiers were knocked senseless, but I think the representatives made it through after I diverted them from Sunport. Did you see the motes of light shooting off in different directions? Those were the representatives. Champions from the Old Merry Dominion, Ebonheart Pact, and Daggerfall Covenant. They landed in Solstice... somewhere. Do you have a map? I can sense 2 of the representatives roughly here and here. The 3rd... I just do not know. I can sense nothing of the last representative's present location. Speak with Prince Azar. He may know what to do.
I do not believe it. Feranor sabotaged the portal. She spoke of the Black Worm. She's one of the cultists. But what became of the Alliance representatives? Did they make it to Solstice? Damn that Feranor! The Dominion, the Covenant, the Pact, they promised to send their best to assess the situation. We need those representatives, or the Alliances will never commit more troops. Wherever they wound up, we need to find them. Injured. This is nothing but a minor inconvenience. Still, I thank you for the offer and will accept your help graciously. Locate the Alliance representatives and send them to Sunport. I also need you to find Gabrielle Benelay. We need her back here. I did. She currently leads the Mages Guild. When Gabrielle sent something to the northwest, Feranor directed her to an old temple. After all this, I fear Gabrielle may be in danger. Tell her to get back here. I'll wait in the city's west square.
Who's there? Show yourself! You're here? Huh. I guess this is Solstice after all. I was starting to wonder. Last I heard, we were supposed to meet in some nice city called Sunport. Glad I'm not the only one who got it wrong. Huh. A sabotaged portal. At least I'm not on the wrong island entirely. Portal mishaps can be a lot worse than arriving slightly off target. As for this place, looks like necromancers have been busy here. See that giant ghost wall behind me? Ain't that a delightful name? I ducked into this hut to take a break from fighting off the hungry critters outside. I was just about to look around, but now that you're here, you can help. Then I need to find Princess Ah and get caught up on things. I say we start with that weird barrier. What did you call it? The writhing wall? I poked at it already. It's pretty solid. It stinks of necromancy. Oh, and when we finish here, point me towards Sunport, all right? I hate being lost. Fitting name. Yeah, I ain't seen anything like it, and I've seen a lot. I pushed at the wall, but couldn't get through. The local critters shy away from it too. Makes you wonder what the worm cult's hiding on the other side. Me? I'm Scordo, soldier for hire, wanderer, brawler, member of the Fighters Guild, author of the Adventurer's Almanac. Yeah, I'm literate, don't look so surprised. Anyway, guess I'm here to represent the Daggerfall Covenant. I helped High King Emmerich out of a tight spot once, and I was with the Fighters Guild in Cold Harbor and again when the Worm Cult returned. So I got a history with those bastards. It would have come no matter what, but I'm happy to represent Emmerich. See? The whole wall's made of ghost. Is that a letter? Passages and a vital shipment. Interesting. Princess, look, I appreciate you coming to find me. Not a Tuscan clue. I just got here. But Scythe Knights are low-ranking cult leaders. Sergeants, you might say. I'd guess there was a worm cult nest posted here until they got orders to move on. Tunnels? Mines? Who knows? I'm more interested in this important cargo the worm cult wants to protect. Damn cultists are always up to something. Guess I'd better head to Sunport and check in. Which way was it again?
aura like Tusk. We'll show her an oppressive aura.
Oh, Shatate, how are you going to fix this?
stranger any longer and I would have drowned. Oh, I hate Hadalids. Help me! Oh, saved twice! Such an embarrassment for the Guild and Fellowship! Wait, not again!
Rigert would like to speak words with you, my friend.
Rigert goes where the winds of diplomacy take him, and wherever the Skald King sends him, as long as there's mead. And rabbit meatballs. Rigert loves rabbit meatballs.
Out of the way, Rigert. Don't you have a task of your own to accomplish? Leave this to me.
Shore's bones. Rigert knew he should have brought more mead.
Rigert has a mission of his own to accomplish, but he is easily distracted. Now I sense the dust of many travels on your scales. You must be with the Stirk Fellowship, who I came to meet. But why was I dropped into a worm cult nest? The Mages Guild? I expected trouble from the Dominion or the Covenant, but not one of the guilds. I am lucky to have reached Solstice at all. Although it did not seem so when I landed in this pool of slaughterfish. So where is Prince Azar? Good. I'll make my way there and find the prince. Rigert and I were dropped into the bog of a hungry Hajmota. Still, I do not think the worm cult was happy to see me. Just ask the ones bleeding on the ground. This worm cult encampment makes one thing clear. Matters on Solstice are very serious indeed. We have much work to do. I must assess the situation and send my report back to the Ebonheart Pact as quickly as I can. What, did you think Yoren would have sent that buffoon Rigert for such an important task? I am called Walks in Ash. I was born a slave to House Drez, and raised in the shadow of the Tormented Spire. I earned my freedom, but remained in Stone Falls. To work for the freedom of others. When the Akaviri invaded Morrowind, I rallied my people to go to the aid of the surrounded Nord and Dark Elf armies. That was the egg from which the Pact was hatched. We won our freedom with our valor. King Yoren hoped to send Lyris Titanborn, but she was not available. He asked me to go in her place. I am not as mighty a warrior as Lyris, but I fought alongside the Mages Guild in Cold Harbor. The Worm Cult is a foe I know well.
This is fascinating. Would you look at this place? Oh, I know it's just a ruin now. But once, this was a magnificent courtyard to the Grand Temple beyond, consecrated to the Daedric Prince of Light Meridia. It seemed so peaceful. Farinor? A traitor? When I sensed power here, calling to the staff of Vanus Galarian that I carry, she told me about this old temple. I got so caught up admiring the site that I haven't found anything yet. But what of the Alliance representatives? That's something, at least. This place reminds me of a dear friend, Darian Gautier, who served Meridia. I still can't believe he's gone. Perhaps Meridia has a message for me, or the staff wants something here. Can you help me search the area? There. While I hold my spell of searching, you examine anything that glows. An old tome. A lucky find. Age is not kind to paper. A temple bell. Nearly pristine considering the age of this place. That idol confirms this was indeed a temple of Meridia. The items you uncovered are tied to the power that drew me here. I can sense a powerful blessing of Meridia sleeping in that bell. Meridia was a powerful ally when we fought Molag Bal in Cold Harbor to end the plane meld. I think I was drawn here to remind me she could help us against the worm cult again. Maybe Vanus reached out through the staff to guide me. I can't quite tell. Maybe, but I'm not sure how. The bell is rather heavy. Besides, the tome you found suggested opening doors, not blasting evil. I'll need to think about this. Thank you for your help here. I'll see you back in Sunport. Never suspected a thing. Farinor had us all fooled.
Well, it looks like 2 of the Alliance representatives have... It's good to see 2 waylaid guild members return safely to the fold, though I must remember to treat them as agents of the alliances they represent here on in. As for those injured by Farinor's treachery, they have recovered, including me. Mage Farinor missed her chance to eliminate me and the representatives, but she cost us time. While we tended to our wounds and recovered the scattered representatives, the Worm Cult was free to act. Mermel believes they survived the portal mishap and are on Solstice, somewhere. We must trust they will turn up soon. In the meantime, we must celebrate what victories we can, and make ready for the next stage of our operation. All in good time, comrade. First, your efforts to bring together the Alliance representatives helped us overcome Fëanor's sabotage. We survived the Worm Cult's first blow. Next, we shall deal them one of our own. Please, accept this with my thanks. Over here, comrade. Our work is just beginning.